Hello guys, how are we doing? Today's video is going to be a bit of a different one because it's essentially going to be a bit of guidance on how to make sure you can improve, actively improve that is, and ensure that you can get to the highest possible rank that you can achieve to be the best version of yourself is essentially what I'm saying. It's going to be slightly different because it's not going to be an example of what to do. I mean, some parts obviously I do fry, but it's not going to be an example of what you should be doing. It's going to be an example of a gameplay where I lose, and I'm going to be talking through my mistakes, what I could have done to make sure that I got the dub. So I know it's a bit of a spoiler because you guys already know that it's an L. We take it to around 5, but we lose, and I'm just going to be going through a video step by step, and basically pointing out things which I could have done to change the game a little bit more. Obviously, I was solo queuing in this game, so there's only so much you can control. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Actually, let's not. First off, I want to say an absolutely humongous thanks to the support on the channel. We've nearly broken 900 subs, which is actually insane. Like, I can't believe it. We're like 30 off, so barely there. I think currently I'm on 872. The last 2 videos I've been getting 500 plus videos. Some of you even broke 1,000, so the support has been immense. But yeah, appreciate you guys who are supporting the channel. And leave a like and a comment and even sub for that little jump off the map, because that is one thing you definitely do not want to be doing as a fine example of wasting the life completely on custom control. So without further ado, let's get into the juicy bits. So custom control is one of the maps where it often goes to time, because B is such a hard, I mean, I'm stuttering here, I'm getting a bit of lag, but B is almost such a hard point to get when you've got a good offense, when you've got a good defense team, that it often does go to time rather than lives. So yeah, we're going to be just breaking it down. So I'm currently running the MP40 role, and as I say, I'm playing solo. And the first thing I do want to point out to those of you guys who want to improve is don't blame the game. Like, obviously you hear me raging about packet loss and things like that. The things you can't control, no, you can't control them and forget about them. That's one thing I'd say to improve for anything. Like, not even COD. Like, if there's things that are hindering you that you can't control, learn how to deal with them. Learn how to live with them, because you're not going to be able to change it. So I know Vanguard has got its issues. So, like, you lose aim assist on Gavutu. Certain walls you don't get aim assist on. Just avoid them. I mean, you don't take a chow. If, like, you know it's not going to get aim assist, just don't take the chow. As simple as that. I know it's a very minor example, but that's one of the things I see a lot of people at a lower skill level doing, is they blame the game. They don't want to accept the fact that they've lost a gunfight because of their actual gun skill. Yeah, it's one of them things. So try to figure out what you can and can't control, and only focus on dealing with the things you can control. This leads into solo queuing as well. Unless you know you've got absolutely banger teammates, assume they're bots. Like, the worst thing you could possibly do when you're solo queuing is assume the people you're playing with are competent, that they're watching an angle. You want to be constantly watching as if they're not even there. Like, you want to play, I mean, you don't want to play selfishly, obviously you want to play as a team, but you want to play as if you don't depend on them. That's essentially what I'm saying here. But yeah, so that's the first thing I would say to anybody who's trying to improve a game. Every time you die, think about what you could have done yourself to prevent that from happening again. Or every time you lose a round, think to yourself, okay, what could I have done better there? Obviously, I get the advantage of watching a VOD all the time, every time I upload a video, so, you know, it's a bit easier for me to do so. But yeah. So, I know they're very vague, so let's get into that. That was a very vague thing to improve upon, so let's get into something that you can actually, you know, let's just break down the gameplay you've got in front of you here. So, on defense, I like to have an AR, especially when I'm defending B. Worst thing that's going to happen on Tuscan Control is they get B. They get through to B for free, which I think I'm sort of letting them do here, to be honest. I'm not in a great position. I'm not watching anything. I'm being a bit weird. I know my teammates are pushing A, so chances are they're going to be pushing B at some point, especially with that 3 down. So really, I need to be careful of what's happening here, because we're pushing through. I'm playing a bit for kills, to be fair. I'm guaranteeing, see, I'm looking at the minimap here, and I've got a teammate over at B, sorry. So I'm sort of guaranteeing that he can hold that. I'm thinking, you know what, this guy's got it. He loses that one, well, he's moved now, but he loses that one gunfight, he's there through to B. If I'm really that concerned about it, I should push through to B. That's what I'm thinking right now. As they completely bottom out. Managed to get the kills, take my teammates out a little bit there, I won't lie. But we're holding strong. We're still holding strong. I'm sort of playing a little bit aggressively here. I think I may have lifted this a little bit too long. Like, that's an obvious thing I need to improve on. That should have been a kill. I don't know what I was so worried about, but that's a kill. Their heads are turned. You know, my teammate doesn't die at front. They don't get A quite as easy. It adds another maybe 20 seconds onto their step towards A. So yeah, that's something I could have done. Obviously, that's an obvious thing to improve upon. But you've just got to win those gunfights. That's what COD comes down to at the end. So I'll win that gunfight. It wasn't even a gunfight. I was looking a completely wrong, different direction. Yeah. Right now, I've got a lot of attention off to this field side. Now, they've captured A maybe 30 seconds ago now. Maybe not quite 30, but which is why I sort of think about rotating. I think, you know what, let's get to the other side of the map. Now, one thing I see people doing wrong on this game mode and this map is not flooding through B every time. A lot of people run off spawn and push through to P1. They run off spawn and just sit in church, watching the just front church. The ideal setup for Tuscan control when you're defending just B is you need someone to watch P5, you need someone to watch their green, so that they can't come through top church. You then need someone sat on plat watching the ramp, and then you need someone watching the spawn. That's the dream setup, that's the go-to when you don't know where they are. Once you know where they are, you can push up, get a bit of map control, so on and so forth. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm sort of just aware of the mini-map. I know no one's got my flank, so I'm sort of watching the flank here. As I say, I'm constantly watching the mini-map. I know where my teammates are watching. I know I should have P5 covered. As I said, teammate's just there. He died. So we're fairly up on lives. It's 13-5, so we're eight lives up. They've got 10 seconds. This is pretty much a GG. And I know this is campy. A lot of people say this is campy, but when you're solo queuing, you don't want to push because you can't rely on teammates picking up your chows and your trades. The people we're playing against aren't crazy good, but as you guys know, Control is such a team-based game mode. There's me commenting in the chat. That's essential, by the way. I love that. If you can do that, you know, it's gravy. But yeah, sorry, what was I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Let's move on. I completely lost the train of thought there. I got distracted by myself typing in the chat. That was a silly gunfight to lose right there. That is a very, very, very common spot. I jumped out half challenge. I think I half expecting to be there, half not. There's no reason for me to, you know, whimsically, I don't even that's a word, shell out like that. I know he's there. I should have pre-aimed it and then pre-fired it when I got the angle. It's just bot play for me, And similarly there, patience is one of the things you need in Vanguard. A lot of the time, people say you get bad timing, but I guarantee if you just watch that line of sight for 2 seconds more than you would have. So as you think, okay, let's turn away, let's do something, just be patient, slow your gameplay down slightly. If I'd have done that, I died twice there just because I was too frantic, too rushful. Yeah. Annoyingly, that's unfortunate. That's just teammates letting them through to the back of spawn there, but hey, not much you can do about that. So right now we're in a blender. We're 7 lives down. And pretty much just all coming off spawn. We need some help. We need something here. So I'm playing sort of... I'm waiting for them to open... I'm waiting for my teammates to open up some kills over at A so that I can hop on B. Now what this does, this enables my teammates to get a little bit more of a free capture at A. So I'm going to be drawing a lot of players over at B. I say a lot of players. I've got 2. I drew 2 players over to B, which really, I don't know. I might be biased here because it was me, but I think that guaranteed my teammates to get the hit. 4 stacking a point when you can get to it is great. At the end of the day, you need both points, especially when you're in a deficit like we were. Right, to be fair, I think we're 1 tick up. Right now, I could ego chow this out completely. I don't know how my hit markers. I didn't get any hit markers through the wall there, but hey, that's what it is. Yeah, so we're severely down on lives. Like again, we're 7 lives down. So I'm playing fixed. We've got a whole minute here. I don't even know that is all round by the way. I'm just checking because why not? We're 7 lives down still. Make that 6. I'm just playing for a little bit of map control. So I'm playing very frantic here. Like there we go. Look at that nade. Hopefully managed to get that kill. What I should do, I mean, now I'm watching. This is a, I'd say a month-old gameplay. So there's already things I'm picking up on that I'm doing wrong. Like, I'd have pre-aimed that even further going forward. So there's 4 of us here, and unfortunately, my teammate gets picked off, and every single one of my teammates gets picked off. See, right there is the stupidest thing I could have possibly done. So, I got 3, which is perfect. That's great. I got 3. I could be like, oh, teammates, what are you doing? I'm getting 3 off the hill and we haven't even got any progression. Like, what's going on? But I could have played that last kill so much better. The fact I pre-aimed him means I knew he was coming from there. I knew the sort of general direction they'd be coming from. So why was I still lying there? If I really thought he'd be coming from that direction, I should have moved over towards B, got a little bit of a heady on the B plat, and then chowed him from there. Because at the end of the day, I'll win that gunfight. We're in a very good position because they're coming off spawn. My whole team's coming off spawn. Happy days, really. So I heard someone break through, and I know it wasn't that guy, so I'm sort of expecting someone to be in our spawn. Unfortunately, my teammate dies, and I've shots, and now they know where I am. I'm filthy heady, and it's a case of 50-50. That I should have got out of dodge really quickly there. The fact is, he had 2 positions he could be. I was stunned. Well, to be fair, before he stunned me, I should have been out of there completely. What am I using? The spud gun. But yeah, essentially what I'm trying to say is there were 2 places he could peek free from a very good head glitch, and I was just sat in the corner. I should have moved. I should have got out of there. I should have been a little bit more unpredictable. Granted, they only got 1 tick, so it's not the end of the world. But given if they'd have had a couple more teammates over there, could have been bad. So you're going to notice I sometimes watch the kill cams a little bit longer than you probably will do because you can get free intel. So on that kill cam, I could see that there was 3 over at A, so it was pretty much pointless at me pushing. So this is more prominent in S&D because it's pretty much free intel, but you've got a respawn timer anyway. It takes you a couple of seconds to respawn, even if you don't watch the kill cam. So you might as well just watch the kill cam until you spawn in. That's my thoughts, and it gives you free intel. You know where the guy who kills you is pushing, and you know where their teammates might be. Managed to get map control back over at B, so we're sort of getting. I'm thinking, right, let's just post up here, even on lives. They've got to come to us. This should be an easy hold. And I instantly noticed that I'm going to lose that gunfight, so I get out of there. That is one of the big things you need to consider. Is if you see 2 people and they both know you're there, chances are you're not going to win that. You're going to die. Maybe even if you get 1, you're then going to spawn far back, and you're out of the action. Whereas you can just reset, like I just did there, and I'm still in the action. We still have map control, and everyone's happy, other than the other team. But again, I'm playing really passive here. I'm constantly looking at my minimap, which does get me killed sometimes, but it's essential when you're solo queuing. By the way, I do apologise. This is quite a long video, but I didn't want to. I want to leave it uncut just so that you guys could see every single thing that happens. But that's easier for the learning process. So I'm sort of holding P5, whilst sort of watching green because I semi don't trust my teammates. So I know my teammate died from up there before, which is why I reach out that. And I'm sort of counting on this is a bit of an error for me. I'm sort of counting on my teammates to sort of do something towards B. Because at the moment they're just getting on it for free every time. I'm sort of trying to push through B, making sure they can't get anywhere near it. As far as I'm concerned, if I can get P5, they've got to push through mid, through church, maybe top church and P1, and it's just going to be a long route for them to take. There we are. It's 2-all. We have defense, and I've got a 2 KD, so it's not going bad. I've got 8 objective kills, so things are looking good. So I'm thinking here, right, as long as we hold B, things are gravy. We're going to be good as long as we can make sure they don't get B off the start. Because both of our defense rounds, we've managed to maintain B control very well. There's been a couple of close calls, but generally speaking, we've been pretty good. So I'm sort of gotten a bit impatient there. I know we're not, I sort of waited at B for a little bit. I can see that they're not pushed it, so I'm sort of working towards A now. They're on 2.5 ticks, so I should really pull that. And that's an error I make here. I get to their side of B, and there's not really much gain from this, other than the fact that the whole of B is open now. This is where I really need a sub. This is where sometimes I wish I could just carry this up in my back pocket, but hey. So this is broken, which means, and I know a teammate hasn't gone through it, so which means that I know someone has gotten through somewhere. So I'm sort of really, really betting on someone being at B. And I think that's what screwed me. I should have probably chased him down, but I'm also very conscious that I'm very close to streaks. We're in a good position, as you would think. You're thinking, how on earth did you lose this? But this is exactly what I wanted to go into it. We're a couple lives up. We've got complete map control. They've got no ticks on B. We should be good. The position I'm holding here is pretty good because I've got the whole P5 push. I can sort of watch fire. But I get a bit uneasy that our whole green is open. And I just lost that gunfight. I'm not sure how I lost that gunfight. I thought my shots were good. It may have been a ping thing. I'm not sure. I should have just probably aimed higher. I think if I'd have aimed higher there, got a couple of headshots, it'd have been easy. Easy win. So I've spawned P1, which means there's someone in our spawn on their team, which means I'm not touching the he can stay there. He's not touching the flag. The flag? The point. I'm going to just leave him there. So they're capping B currently. I think I just got awful timing there. I should have watched kill cam. I think I just got awful timing there. I think he jumped up top. So if 5 lives down make that 4 again with a minute left. So I'm sort of getting a bit panicky. I'm thinking, you know what? We've got no control over B whatsoever. We're sort of guaranteeing, we're sort of counting on them just not being very good at killing us off B. So I'm sort of playing for a pick, hoping to get an initial kill just to put them back on the back foot, as you could say. So I could see a couple of my teammates dying towards B, so I think, you know what, leave that guy mid. Let's just think about B a little bit more. Now, what I should have done here, I should have known that they'd have been pushing up here. I mean, I won the gunfight anyway, somehow. But I should have been a little bit more aware that he'd be pushing me from that direction because at the end of the day, I saw him in mid. 5 to 6. I've got 25 seconds left. I'm trying to finesse. I'm trying to do my best here, but it's tough. And I'm sort of know my teammates sort of watching my backs, kind of. But I can't imagine the enemy team pushing it through that. And I just lost my gunfight. It's as simple as that. I lost my gunfight. I got the read, but I just failed to failed to win it. And it's gunfights like that are that close, which are vital to winning. So otherwise, you just lose a round, which is exactly what happens here. Unfortunately, teammate doesn't touch it out. It was a 1v3, 1v4 even. But hey, so yeah, I think I played pretty well individually, but there were a lot of mistakes I made which costed a round just like that. But yeah, I hope this video has helped you guys out. And if you've got any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will answer when I get around to it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.